Welcome to Hill Country Hustlers. I'm your host, Zachary Green, and today I'm with Dalton Hatch and Steve Eager, the owners of Eager Plumbing, formerly known as DH Plumbing, and Aaron Hager Plumbing. And today they're going to tell us a little bit about their story, how they got into the business, how they met, and what makes the business work for them, and maybe share some tips if they feel up for it. So I'd like to start with Dalton. Where were you from, and how'd you get to Kerrville?
So I grew up in Helotes area, moved out to Bandera. That's where I live now. Did a podcast in Florida, and at the end of the podcast said if anybody can get a hold of me, I'll share whatever, business advice, whatever. And Steve hit me up and was persistent because I'm hard to get a hold of. So I finally called him back, and yeah, we just started becoming friends and hanging out, getting my guys and his guys together to do trainings, and then quickly realized that he needed a service guy so he could just do construction. Mm-hmm. And I was getting burnt out doing it all, just me.
Yeah.
And I was like, let's talk. And it rapidly moved into a full-blown merger partnership of the companies.
That's great.
Yeah.
I think from inception of you mentioning it to signing the deal was less than 3 months.
It was less than 90 days. It was like 70-something days.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's cool. And with those two businesses, you're talking about DH and Aaron Hager?
Mm-hmm. So he bought Aaron Hager Plumbing with our investor, Jeff, and then I merged my company into theirs just because we had the kind of like the processes down for the service side. Mm-hmm. And it just kind of it meshed well with what he wants to do with the business, what I want to do with the business, what Jeff wants to do with the business. And I think we say it all the time, like it is very weird how quickly we became very good friends and like instantly trusted each other because neither one of us do that normally.
Yeah.
Usually it's very like trust but verify. Mm-hmm. And yeah, it was just from the start, it was a very easy, very good partnership.
Yeah. Well, that's good. So you're comfortable delegating tasks to each other and y'all trust each other to get everything done.
I think we're very comfortable delegating tasks to each other.
Good.
Can you please do this?
Exactly.
And you say there's a construction aspect of the business. Was that something that was a part of the two businesses prior, or is that something you're adding?
Yeah, historically, like my original partner, Jeff, and I bought Aaron and Hager Plumbing on February 3rd in 2025. It's like the day we took over. And Aaron Plumbing was started by Billy Aaron over 30 years ago in town, and they did just strictly new construction, custom homes. And then the other business was Hager Plumbing, started by George Hager, and that was like just strictly a service company. So one company, two distinct divisions. And like he said, when I first got in, like my background is construction. I did plumbing for 3 years, over 20 years ago. And then I spent all the time in between doing oil and gas construction and commercial building. And so when I got into this, it's like I had to go to the internet and find the different places where you get the testimonies and kind of the blueprints, if you will, on how to structure your service plumbing company. So I was able to do like the easy, common sense, low hanging fruit, get a new brand, wrap the trucks, get uniforms, buy the software, and like establish the foundation. But, I was definitely the progress as far as like instilling the new business model with the guys, getting them like excited about it. Like the whole like coaching and performance area was very much lacking in. I realized that I've been in the office for long enough where my ability to connect with the guys was lacking. And so, in my search for trying to get help on that side was, like he said, I was listening to every podcast I could find on building a service plumbing company. I think the headline for the one he was on was like Texas plumber makes millions. And I'm like, okay, I'm checking this out. And then I'm like, dude, this is just some redneck from Bandera. Like I need to reach out to this guy. And I did.
I laughed when he made that because I hadn't even made my first million yet.
Yeah.
I was like, either you're manifesting or really about to jinx the crap out of me.
Yeah. It got my attention. So but and it worked out where his company wasn't doing business in Kerrville. They were mainly hitting Helotes and all over San Antonio. So We weren't competing directly with each other. I was able to be very open about the situation I was in. He was open with his. And yeah, I think maybe like a month after we actually started talking, we had the conversation about joining forces.
Yeah.
Yeah. And you're normally like with acquisitions, it's a fun thing to talk about with guys. And then when you get to that magic moment where you're like, send over your financials, it's like usually 2 weeks to a month while they get with their accounting firm and cross their I's or dot the I's, cross the T's. And with this guy, he literally sent over everything within like an hour of the conversation. So yeah, it's
either going to want it or they're not. So
I love it.
Yeah.
Right.
So it's moved very rapidly. It's just like every time we would have like leading up to the next meeting with him, Jeff and I would have our list of questions, red flags. What about this, that? And every time it was like, we would just be blunt with the questions. He'd be very open with the answers. And yeah, it's really, it's almost appears to be some type of like divine intervention is how smooth everything has gone so far.
Yeah.
The cynic in me, it's like we're waiting for the shoe to drop at all times.
Yeah. And
like, why is this going so well?
And the timing of it as well. Like to answer your question with like the construction side of things. So Dwayne Downey he was the master plumber that was like the managing partner for the last 15 years. He's been around this area forever. He was like one of the main guys for Wayland Plumbing back in the day, which I think everybody who's been in plumbing for a long time used to work for Wayland. And so Dwayne, here's this, master plumber, great estimator, kind of like a plumbing legend in town. And he has a hard retirement date in December. And so full disclosure, like if I had to do service and construction by myself, like I would be getting zero sleep and just hating my life. With this guy, like we completed the merger in October, and that allowed me to actually finally spend time with Dwayne, understand his way of estimating, take all of the massive amounts of paper all throughout our office and put it into, Excel and different computer programs to clean up that mess. But the timing of everything made for a very smooth transition. So now I'm solely focused on construction and he's just over service.
Nice. And so it's you two and Jeff. Does Jeff manage any part of it? Is he more of an investor?
Yeah, Jeff's very much like our, I guess you could say.
I would say investor and mentor, like guide.
Yeah.
Been there, done that kind of thing. So.
Seasoned businessman. Yeah. Okay, well, that's cool.
Yeah. Yeah, he's bought, built, and sold a lot of different, very successful ventures.
Yeah.
Nice.
And so, the only real input, the things that he's passionate about are like our logo, things to do with marketing and ads. He likes to have his touch on there. As far as everything else goes, he gives us a lot of rope.
Yeah.
A lot more than you would expect.
Yeah.
That's cool. It sounds like there's a lot of trust between the three of you. So that's kind of unique sounding, but y'all have a really good energy. That's cool.
Yeah,
y'all seem like good buddies. That's cool. So, do y'all have any people below you that are managers as well, or
not right
is
now?
That kind of the management right here?
We've got a pretty good group of dudes. Like he's got a couple of guys under construction that are just, honestly, all of construction, we've got a really good company as a whole.
Yeah.
Honestly, like obviously you're going to have guys that are a little bit more driven to do more and be more, and there's always going to be those guys. And then there's other guys who enjoy being a plumber, enjoy being in the field every day, don't really have a desire to have the responsibility of a manager, but having like the guys we have in San Antonio, the guys we have here in Kerrville, the construction guys, our culture is kind of what, in my opinion, what sets us apart from everybody else. Like, we actually take care of our guys. We actually embed ourselves into their lives. We actually are involved in daily talk. Like I meet with the Kerrville guys 3 times a week for morning meetings. Like he's heavily invested in the construction guys' personal lives, work lives. Like that's why, like anytime every plumber I see out in public, first thing I'll walk straight up to him and be like, "Are you happy where you're at?" Because I can confidently tell him, like, I guarantee you don't know what it's like to work at a good company until you come over to us.
Yeah.
And I'd love for us to get big enough to where everybody that comes to work for us ends up getting that drive, But
yeah. How long does it take to become a master plumber?
There's a
Someone
few
would just
routes. So 4-year apprenticeship, 4-year journeyman, and then you can take your test, so 8 years. Or I think they just changed the law where you 4-year apprenticeship and then 2-year journeyman, you can take your test. Or if you do a 4-year apprenticeship in a school, then you only have to wait a year and then you can take it. So there's a few routes to get there.
Okay.
I took the long one.
Yeah.
But you made it.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. That's awesome. So that's cool. There's room to grow for the guys as well.
Yeah,
I guess that's kind of
absolutely.
what you meant by ambitious.
Yeah.
There might be people that are happy.
We can accommodate anybody's dreams.
Yeah.
I can assure you our dreams are big enough to fit everybody else's inside of them.
That's good.
We have our little, 8 p.m. talks about what we want to do. And we've got some big goals.
Yeah.
So
You mentioned the culture is really good there at Eager. Did y'all sort of inherit a good culture and shift it a little bit, or was there a lot of shifting you had to do? Or maybe it was a good culture, but y'all wanted it changed to fit you.
I mean, I don't want to speak for you, but I think you completely shifted the culture. If just from an outsider looking in, as far as Aaron Hager, I don't think there was like any negative culture. I think it was just a shift of the kind of culture. Because DH, my guys are like my buddies.
Mm-hmm.
We've become friends because we were such a small shop that it's hard not to become friends with them. And so that culture was already embedded. And I wanted to bring that to Eager, but it's kind of like they had their own version already. It wasn't like negative or anything. It was just
Mm-hmm.
different.
Yeah, a little different.
Yeah, I think, I wouldn't want to say anything, right? I wouldn't say anything negative about how things were, but it was like, with Dwayne, I mean, like his estimating, like their processes, like they had processes that worked, but they were processes that had not really evolved since like 30 years ago.
Mm-hmm.
And so, like just again, like I've never seen so much paper in my life. and Dwayne and his wife were in their 60s and like they had a really good run, but they weren't like looking to like technologically advance.
Yeah.
And so I think just kind of the culture, the perception of the guys seeing that like this guy's pretty set in his ways. This is the way things are going to be, not a lot of like excitement and, kind of unique. Like I'm not a plumber. I can do some things in plumbing. My oil and gas career was building, central compressor stations, production facilities. So like, it's always been piping. And so definitely benefited a lot from that experience. And like, as far as like estimating takeoff, isometric drawings, that kind of stuff. But it's kind of a unique thing in the sense of like, I'm not telling really anybody like how to do plumbing. Like these guys, like no one knows how to do plumbing better than plumbers, right?
Mm-hmm.
That's what they do.
Yeah.
So as far as me being able to come to them to ask technical questions, like it's like very like we don't even close our door more than 10 minutes a day. I mean, if like especially taking over estimating, I do it based on the template I built according to how Dwayne was doing it. And then, I'll get the estimate done at night. And before I do a proposal, I've got, 3 master plumbers and 2 20+ year journeymans that can look over it with me and make sure that, I've allotted what they need to be successful on that job. So
very much like it's bring the whole team together vibe. Like I'll come in the morning and he's got literally 5 dudes next to him looking at a estimate just to be like, is there anything I'm missing that's going to screw you over?
Yeah.
Because we want to make sure that we bid things to where they're going to have enough time to do what they need to do, but still stay competitive. And I think that's where a lot of companies drop the ball is where they don't bring their guys in. Yeah. I've never worked at a company that brought me in on an estimate ever, unless I had gotten to that position. So it's kind of like where we're trying to, for lack of better words, like pave a new way of how to do business in plumbing. Like you don't have to be super secretive to your guys. Like, be very transparent on, are we making money? Are we losing money? Why are we losing money? Why are we making money? Let's share the wealth, get you some better bonuses. Let's get you some better trucks. Like, I think from what I've seen, even at DH and to now, the more you involve the guys on what's actually going on, the more they buy into the vision, because they actually believe like they're a part of it, rather than it's like you work at the company that's like, my door's always open, and then you go to talk to them and it's like, come back later. How open is that door? You know, so like there's really nothing we're gonna hide from the guys. Like if it's bad, we're gonna tell them. If it's good, we're gonna tell them. Like we're all grown men here, you know.
Yeah. When I first started, there was definitely a handful of employees that I could identify pretty quickly. We're not going to be like a part of the long-term vision. Like one dude, I didn't even know he worked there until we were like 3 weeks in. It was one of those things when I asked, you know, the guys about him, it's like, well, when he shows up, he's good, but it's like, it's not fair to everybody else that's showing up every day.
So if your employer ever says when he shows up about you, change everything about you.
Yeah.
You don't want that to be.
So
show up more often.
So we've got Dalton, who's the master, and then we were able to pick up 2 other master plumbers in the last 3-4 months time frame.
Josh, Steve, that's 2 for sure.
Nice.
And you know, with those guys, like, I mean, if you've made it to be a master plumber, like you have, you know, ambition, you're trying to accomplish something in life.
You want to be the best in your field.
Yeah.
I mean, he's been a master for 23 years.
Yeah.
He got his master's license at 23 years old.
Wow.
The dude is a absolute wealth of plumbing knowledge. Like,
and he's fast. I mean, he still works
so fast.
Like he's 20. I mean, like the guy's incredible. So, I mean, Joshua, like we have a bunch of good guys, but
really good dudes.
Last year for me was like getting service up and running. And then, you know, the whole thing we just went through, and now like all the technological advancements that we made in service, 2026 is that for construction. So we've downloaded and repurchased new software that'll allow us to actually have like 100% visibility on each project performance.
Nice.
And, you know, I've got guys that like I took one of our new masters up to Omaha a few weeks back to go to the Builder Trend University training. He and I divided and conquered between like office admin, QuickBooks to field project management stuff. So we've brought that back with us. He's been, you know, volunteering to work late with me, like after hours, just kind of moving the needle forward a little bit more every day. And I'm excited. It's this place. I feel like kind of maybe the plumbing industry in general was like operating off of a mindset of scarcity, like not wanting to invest in guys because they'll just go down the road for another 50 cents an hour.
Very much.
It was like that. I've heard that said a lot.
Yeah.
I think one thing, I mean, kind of dumb, just a meme I saw like 10 years ago, but you have like a conversation between the CFO and the CEO, and the CFO saying like, what if we spend money to invest in these guys and they go somewhere else? And the CEO's response is, what if we don't invest in them and they stay? So for me, it's like, we want to, like, together, we're trying to create an atmosphere where we want to invest. We want to build guys. I want them to know everything that I know. I want to glean information from them, and we want to build this thing together. And so that's kind of like he was saying, like the difference, the new mentality. It's like, this industry is finally at a point in time where now we're incorporating software. We have AI. Like there's so many resources and an opportunity to just change how this is done, that, you know, that's what we're trying to do.
Yeah. I think we realized too that like nowadays it's kind of weird, at least weird for us because of how we came up, but like it's not always about the money with these guys.
No.
Some of them, I mean, we literally had to like beg some of the guys to take a raise. You know what I mean? Because they're just like, they're grateful. They're good dudes. You know, when you actually invest, not, I think, because I mean, I started plumbing when I was 17. I've been in it for 13 years now, 16 years, whatever that is. And I've never heard of, that's why I started my company DH, was because I was tired of companies that like acted like they would do this, or they just forget where they come from. Right. So with us, like, I want to be the company that every single plumber that knows about us is trying to actively get a job there, because I want to own all of the work in Texas. Like, I will take every plumber that you have hired and make them mine. You will not be able to run a business because you won't be able to have a plumber, because I'm going to prove to you that y'all suck at treating plumbers right. Like, that is that is my war in my head with other companies is like, y'all think you're awesome because you underestimate how much you depend on your guys and think, oh, I can't do this because they'll go down the road for 50 cents. Well, they're going to come to me for better money and less hours and better treatment. So either get it together, or I'm going to take everything. Like,
I love it.
Just flat out.
Yeah, that's awesome.
I've just watched plumbers get treated like crap for so long. And a lot of that was our own doing, because I don't think even me, like plumbers, we didn't really care what we looked like until like 5 years ago.
Yeah.
Like until that freeze happened and in 21 or 20, whatever it was, like the snowpocalypse. I worked like 109 hours that week. That was like standard plumbing pay was like $25 an hour then. After that happened, it literally jumped to like 35 because people actually like, man, we actually need these guys. You know, and then you started seeing plumbers now that they got a little bit more change in their pocket. They're like, man, maybe I should stop looking like a slob. Maybe I should tuck my shirt in, you know, and that was the start of that. But yeah, it's so cool what we're doing. I'm pumped about it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, really cool. long road ahead and a lot of room for improvement.
It's already been a long road, but it has been fun. That's the weird part. Like, trust me, there is a giant pool of stress that we deal with every day, but it's like your two homies going through the crap show, you know, like we're going to figure it. Steve is very good at being level-headed and taking my crazy and being like, let's calm down. I'll lose my mind. And he's over there like, we're going to get through it. Just like everything else. I'm like, yeah, you know what? You're right, Steve.
It's always hard. It's always harder than you thought it was going to be, or definitely harder than you wanted it to be.
Yeah.
But it's just got to keep going.
Yeah. It's definitely, it's funny. I think that's why we mesh so well, is because we're extreme, like so weirdly similar, but so completely different in other areas. Like I lack everything he excels in. He lacks everything I excel in. And neither one of us have an ego to say that we don't lack. It's very much like, hey, I'm dumb. I need you to like, this guy taught me how to put signatures on emails. Like, I'm a plumber through and through. If it's a computer, I'm now I might as well be a freaking IT guy with everything that Steve has taught me. But you know, and like he'll be doing an estimate. Like, hey, what do we need here? What do we need? Oh, this, and this, because he's been in a leadership admin role for so long in so many different parts of his career, and I've just been a plumber forever. So like it meshes very well. It's strange and it's awesome. Yeah.
That's a cool chemistry. And I think it's good to find someone that kind of has the strengths you don't have and vice versa. Yeah. But you still have a similar goal and you can work together. Yeah. That's awesome.
And then we have Jeff for areas that we're both lacking in.
Yeah. Sometimes I'll, like this morning, I'll ask him a question. He goes, that sounds like a Jeff question. You know, because I mean, there's different levels, right? There's always that different level.
Yeah. We know where our lanes are.
Yeah. The biggest thing is just like, I think it was one of the first times we talked about the merger. We were talking about like how when we knew it would work, because like we've both gotten past our young, dumb phase in life of like thinking we're better than everybody. And now you're like, oh, I need people, you know, and there's like zero ego, no matter like anybody that knows me, hearing me say no ego, they're probably laughing.
Yeah. Same here.
Yeah. We look like the stereotypical people who have all the ego, but it works. Cause like, if I don't know what I'm talking about, I'm just going to tell him. If he doesn't, he's going to tell me. I'm not afraid to look dumb because I know he's got the answer, vice versa. So
yeah.
And if Jeff doesn't know, we ask Jim and I.
Exactly. Exactly. If Jeff doesn't know, AI, well, don't let me down, baby.
That's cool. Have y'all been able to implement a lot of AI throughout the business? Or? Yeah.
I mean, I use it every day. Yeah. It helps me write estimates in a way that doesn't sound like a redneck from Bandera.
As far as doing like step-by-step procedures, whether it's me learning how to do something in QuickBooks or one of our plumbing softwares, you know, Jim and I on one screen, that on the other. even for like our internal, like our safety manual, all the internal policies, procedures, and then
employee handbook. I mean,
yeah, we've also been bidding a lot of commercial work lately, and the job manuals that come with those are like very robust. And if you have like 10 of those that are due that week, like time is of the essence. And so I can, if I can't find something on the drawing, I've been able to either take the drawing file, load it in there, and like ask like for a very specific thing. Or like I wouldn't trust it to do my whole takeoff for me. But if I need to know, if I'm trying to figure out what area drain 1 is and what pages I can find information on, like you just spit it in, ask the question, and it gives you 10 different areas that you somehow overlooked. So
our service guys use it every day. Like, because I tell them it's so much easier, because the issue with plumbers is we know how to speak plumber, but customers don't know how to speak plumber all the time, right? So I tell them, open up ChatGPT, say, write me an invoice summary for I did this, this, and this. And it just makes it a little bit more professional and just like, for lack of better words, dumbs it down a little bit. Because if I sit there and start telling you about the recirc pump that I rebuilt and how many gallons per minute it is, the customer will be like, I don't know what I paid for, whatever. Like, I'm not reading that, So we use that daily, writing estimates just to like put in, here's what it includes, here's what it doesn't include, here's the warranty. Like it makes it, quickness is probably the best part of it, because in service, everything is very fast paced. Everything is very right now. Yeah. So the faster we can move, the faster we can get what we call giving the customer their day back, the better for us and the better for them. So AI has been sick.
That's great. Yeah. I think I've used it for like, I heard 3 great reasons there that I use a lot. One was like breaking things down for a customer that I can't explain without sounding like a robot or something. So I can actually break through. And then,
I don't know anything about that.
Steve starts talking about spreadsheets. I'm like, bro, I don't know who you are. Steve's definitely got the brain for spreadsheets and numbers. Like, I'm sure you're the same way with what you do, and y'all start speaking numbers, and customers like me are like, "You gotta have to take it from the top, brother."
It helps me a lot to avoid that eye glaze over from someone else. Yeah, that's great.
Especially like Ralph in San Antonio. He's the oldest guy in San Antonio. He's only in his 40s, but he's been plumbing for so long, and he's a plumber through and through, that like when he's explaining to the customer something that's wrong, he'll like stop himself because he'll realize he just nerded out about water heaters for like 30 minutes. And the customer's like, I don't know if you told me what's wrong with my house or your house, but all I know is what you just said makes no sense. Because you say it the way that you know it. Yeah. But to me, that's the fun part about service, is like, you got to wear so many different hats, like so many different hats, it takes like a fine tooth guy to be a really good service plumber. And luckily, I mean, we're pretty blessed with pretty much everybody that works on the service side is either wants to get there or is there. Like I'll take willingness over a perfect tech any day of the week, because a perfect tech thinks he knows everything, but a willing tech will learn whatever you teach him. And we have a lot of very willing guys. I'm pumped to see where it goes.
Yeah. No, on both sides. We had the guys that weren't on the same page that are all somewhere else now. And the guys that we have are
now.
So no, I'm stoked and thankful for everybody that we currently have. And
that's great.
It's been good. Got a good foundation right now.
I think it took a minute to convince them to believe in us, because I mean, they don't know us from Adam, right? Like we're just these new guys like saying, please believe in us. Yeah. We promise we're telling the truth.
The tattooed plumber and the dude who dresses like a dentist every day.
Like we're it's almost like when you find something you're obsessed about and you're just like, tell your buddy, man, just trust me, you'll love it. You just want them to be as obsessed as you already. Like, just hurry up.
Why aren't y'all feeling this passion?
But it's been funny to see it like grow, because he had a year with the guys, so I come in and like everyone already likes him. They've built their relationship, and then I come in and it's like it starts all over again. It's like, who the hell is this guy? Why should we listen to you, kind of thing, which is very plumber. Like, prove to us that we should listen to you. Because
a high level overview though, like it was pretty quick.
It was a lot quicker than I thought it was going to take. Because me as a plumber was not a fun person to try and win over. I was very stubborn. Everything's changed. Yeah. I'm so not stubborn anymore.
Yeah, right.
But like, luckily we had some good, like, you get these nugget moments where you have your opportunity to, like, if you lead enough plumbers, you have the ability to realize your opportunity to prove it to them. So we had some jobs where, like, one of the owners is getting in the trench and getting muddy with you, and usually that wins a plumber over pretty quick.
Yeah,
because they're like, oh, he's just not some office lazy guy. He'll actually do it. Yeah. He knows what he's talking about, kind of thing. Yeah, and that helped getting those opportunities earlier than having to wait. So
yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, leading by example, I think, is one of the best ways to get everybody on board, or get some people on board. Yeah, my dad owns Starkey Pest Control, and I grew up watching him. Okay. So
nice.
He'll get under the houses before he asks someone else to, and it's paid off.
Avenue of business I've always wanted to dabble in.
Yeah,
I don't know why.
It's interesting. It's another service line. It's got its similarities and it's got its unique experience.
Yeah, anytime you do anything home service, I don't care what the trade is, you're that trade second. You're a customer service rep first.
Absolutely.
Like I tell our guys, we're customer service reps that happen to do plumbing. Especially plumbers, pest control too. Like, if they're cops and plumbers, if they're calling us, it's a bad day. Nobody ever calls us, but hey, I'd like you to come over and tell me how awesome my plumbing is. Nothing's broken. It's all great. Just want you to come admire
look at it.
Like, we'll pay you to do that. Like, it's the end of the world. It's that person's worst day. Because, I mean, if you have sewage coming up in your bathtub, it's probably not your best day. So we try to keep that in mind, because it's very easy for people to choose to be mad at the customer service person because they're the nearest person to get mad at. It's the same reason why when your AT&T bill is wrong, you yell at the person who's overseas and has no idea who you are, thinking it's your fault. So I try to tell the guys, like, just win them over by showing them that you're there to take care of them. And then they realize they're not mad at you. They're mad at the situation.
Yeah.
You just have to learn how to treat people.
Yeah.
I mean, I say that like it's easy, but I've cultivated that after almost 2 decades of doing this.
Yeah, that's a skill on its own. I'm sure y'all have had issues even with good plumbers that can't handle the customer service.
Yeah. That's the note. I mean, it's just emotionally taxing. Like, day in, day out of trying to be the hero to people who you might get people that don't want a hero. They just want to be mad about the situation. But you also don't know what's going on in their life. Like, I remember going to a call. I was a brand new journeyman in my 20s, thinking I was the hottest thing in the world since sliced bread. I'm like, I'm the best freaking plumber in the world. And I go to this lady's house, and I'm not kidding you. From the moment she opened the door, she was cussing me. I'm like, I showed up early. I know for a fact I didn't do anything wrong. What's happening right now? And but then you realize it's the situation, but the way some people talk, it sounds like it's at you.
Oh yeah.
And then you come to find out, like, her mom's in the house on hospice. Her dad passed away 2 months ago. She hasn't had hot water for like a month. She's had 3 other companies come out, and all they did was give her like $20,000 bids to repipe the whole house and all this other stuff, like these private equity companies. But then you go in there and you're like, oh, I'll replace your water heater and get you a filter and you're good to go. They love you, but it's getting past that initial moment of, because she sees me, she doesn't see me. She sees a plumber in a shirt like the other ones that have screwed her over. So she's like, I know you're just like the rest of them. Which is fun though, because I like winning them over. It's like a sport.
That's a little satisfaction.
Just
like completing the job.
It's very satisfying. You're like, See, I told you we'd be friends.
Yeah. Look at us.
Nobody's batting 1,000 on that.
Yeah,
We try.
yeah. No, definitely not batting 1,000 on that. I've had my fair share of. They still don't like me.
Those will happen. Wow. Well, wanted to shift gears a little bit. And Steve, what's been one of the biggest hurdles you've had to overcome since you bought Eager Plumbing and turned it into Eager Plumbing? Or you can say a lesson you learned or something along those lines.
Yeah, no, I feel like kind of everything has been. I mean, even just as simple as like getting all the accounts changed over, like when we first took over, I got
A lot of work.
Yeah, got frauded trying to donate money to Tybee High School and had to close our bank account.
Forgot about that.
Yeah, so that was another fun exercise.
Literally trying to donate money.
Yeah, it happens. There's some cool people out there that do things like that. Yeah. And then we were only 8 months in when we did our acquisition and had to do a whole nother round of changing accounts. And yeah, trying to get the service side set up. I mean, just it's a lot of hours, a lot of all-nighters. We've got the day-to-day stuff, and then there's the things that are actually moving the big picture needle forward, which becomes either before work, after work, weekends.
Yeah.
So yeah, we've had a bunch of different hurdles to climb. Building out the price book initially for the service side was pretty insane for me. That was a lot of spreadsheeting.
Yeah.
The best part about all the countless hours I spent on that is when we merged, he deleted mine and put his in there. But it's all good. It's a better product, It's you had a plumber build that one and not a nerd building it. So
Steve's saying is everything I do. Why are you trying to change me?
Yeah.
From the price book to the uniform shirts, just everything.
Yeah, it's been a journey so far, and to get to where we're trying to go, it's going to just continue to be that way. We'll just keep setting goals, meeting them, and figuring out the blueprint for where we're trying to go next.
Yeah,
absolutely.
What about you, Dalton? There been a biggest hurdle you'd have to overcome since working with Steve or Jeff?
My biggest hurdle was just where I was with DH. Everything was so easy and so complacent because we just found our groove.
Yeah.
So I was working 10 hours a week when we merged, and not having to really invest a whole lot of time into the business or the guys outside of phone calls and check-ins and morning meetings, stuff like that, because we had established the guys, we established our call volume, we established the brand, and it was good, and so I kind of got into that complacent phase of I'm going to enjoy myself a little bit and spend a lot of time with my kids and my wife. And that was part of why I was hey, we should talk, because I just was losing that drive to keep going. I was just man, I should just sell this thing and be done, go back to work for somebody. This is a lot of stress, and it's just when you don't have a team, that was what I didn't realize. Not having a team sucks. Now having a team, because Andrea, my sister-in-law, was my office manager. She's now with Eager as well. We were talking about it the other day. We're dude, this is a real company. We're an actual company now, instead of just two homies trying to figure it out. It's funny, but yeah, that was the biggest hurdle, was entering a completely new market, 6 completely different dudes that didn't know me from Adam, finding my way solely as a service manager, COO, instead of everything's on my shoulders now, and how to manage people properly, how to speak to people properly, because I can be pretty aggressive, and I'm a lot better now than I was. Most of that thanks goes to Steve. Steve's very good at making you realize you're being dumb without being mean.
Only because I have formerly been dumb in those same areas. So
you can tell it's the firsthand experience advice of let's just not freak out for a second.
Yeah.
But yeah, the biggest hurdle was just all that change at once. Because we went from 5 employees under me as the entire company to me and Steve with 30 people. And I was damn, this just a little bit of change, going through that. And then and the only way it was going to work is if we were in the office together every day, and then showing up to an office every day for work and not being able to wear shorts and a t-shirt. like the day I met him, I literally had basketball shorts, a t-shirt, and a fanny pack, and just came in looking like a 1985 meathead.
Yeah. I saw the diamond in the rough.
Yeah. That's great. He saw me the way my wife saw me freshman year, like, I can fix him.
Yes. Exactly.
I'm going to make him so much better. But yeah, that was the biggest hurdle. And we grossly underestimated the amount of effort I think the merger was going to take. Like, we were just so pumped about it, I think, that we didn't really focus on the amount of effort. We knew it was going to be effort. We knew it was going to take a lot of work, but it was more of like the honeymoon, like, ooh, we're so excited.
Yeah.
And then we got into it and we were like, damn, dude, we got some freaking work to do. And I mean, hats off to him, because what I do doesn't require a lot of tedious effort. I'm just invested in the guys. I do marketing stuff. I'm price book stuff. Most of my stuff can be done from 8 to 5, even though I'm getting bothered. Mm-hmm. I can still get what I need to do done. When you're doing a bid on a commercial job where the submittal book for the fixtures is 87 pages for the first phase, he's getting bothered, and then he has to stay till 8 or 9 o'clock at night to finish what he was trying to get done when everyone was bothering him. Mm-hmm. So, I mean, the amount of hours this dude puts in, I'll be sitting at home on a Sunday right after church, 3 o'clock. And he'll be like, call me, no rush. I'll call him. Hey, what are you doing? I am in my cave. He's sitting in front of his computer at the office, just plugging away. If anybody can put their nose down and go to work, it's definitely this guy. He's very, very good at that.
Yeah.
I feel like there should be a shout out to my wife and daughter.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah. They have made a lot of sacrifices with me spending all of my time there. So
I think that's another reason why it works too. We have my wife, my kids, his wife, his kids, everyone collectively understands what we're trying to do.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, we're going to sacrifice a little bit for the time being, but y'all's lives are going to exponentially change in a few years.
Yeah.
And they all bought in because my wife supports me. His wife fully supports him. Our kids believe in us.
Yeah.
So it makes it much easier, because I know guys that have either had wives or had businesses, and it's usually because one or the other wasn't jiving with the other.
Yeah.
So to have, don't get me wrong, we get our both fair share of calls we would like you to be home at 7. Or the call, why have you not left the office yet?
Yeah.
But I think that is kind of the key. Obviously we're doing this to support our families, but also the guys that we're working with that are helping us build this, being able to firsthand, build up others, improve their lives, their quality of lives, their relationships, everything about it just feels good.
Yeah.
It feels right.
They all have a stake in it, even if it's not ownership. Yeah. They're relying on it for a paycheck or the family.
Yeah.
I've met your son before, but I hadn't. Do you have 2 kids?
Yeah. My daughter, Irie, has just turned 16. She does the homeschool Texas Tech program.
Nice.
K through 12. Yeah. That's her education. And then her passion is she's been riding horses since she was 6.
Yeah.
And she's recently, last couple of years, she's gotten into specifically equine therapy, helping special needs kids and stuff.
Yeah.
So yeah, she's been doing that out in Fredericksburg. And then
awesome.
Our son you did get to meet him at the AI club.
Mm-hmm.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice.
So he's about to
graduate. Clayton.
Yeah. Clayton's about to get his bachelor's degree from Texas Tech. He'll graduate in May.
Nice.
He's already been accepted into the graduate program and told me yesterday that he got his first scholarship for it as well already.
Congratulations. That's awesome.
For sure.
Proud moment.
Yeah, very much so.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I think in August this year, he's going to come and hang out with us for a month and help us out in the office.
Nice.
Put some of that Gen Z engineering smartness on there.
Help some AI usage.
Exactly.
Yeah.
No, I'm excited for it.
Yeah. So do you see both of the kids being kind of really bought into the vision? They're proud that their dad's pushing himself, and
definitely
it's all through the family. That's good.
Yeah, I've put them through a lot. Like I traveled for oil and gas construction all over the world for about 13 years, then went back to Oregon in 2019, where we're from, full time, and was doing commercial construction. And Clayton had always wanted to go to school for engineering in Texas. During COVID, Oregon got pretty weird, so we wanted to leave. And very grateful to find the Texas Hill Country and specifically Kerrville. So yeah, no, they've had to participate in a lot of, kind of crazy elaborate schemes. And, my first business I ever started was in Beirut, Lebanon, and then in Cyprus in the Mediterranean. And, before that I was working for the Russians in northern Iraq. I mean, they've put up with a lot of me being gone and a lot of stuff that was just keeping me further and further away from home. So yeah, we're all stoked to be able to pursue our goals and be together.
That's cool.
Yeah, for real.
Are you in a similar boat, and are your kids about the same age?
No, so my oldest is 12. I've 12-year-old, 5-year-old, 3-year-old, 2-year-old.
Oh wow.
Yeah. I'm in it.
Yeah. He still has a long road ahead.
So
we drove to Fort Worth Thursday for a gymnastics meet, and I'm on the phone with Steve, and he's like, just sitting there laughing, like, the chaos that is in your car is hilarious. I've been with my wife since I was 15, and we had our first at 18, and then waited till we had money to start having a bunch more. And I mean, I'd have had 6 if she let me. She was like, well, I'm good, dude. But good. No, it's a little different because a 16-year-old can understand what you're doing and why you're doing it.
Yeah.
I was telling him, I was like, when a 3-year-old looks at you, is like, you went to work yesterday. Why are you going again? Like, stay home with me. I'm like, you're not allowed to do that. I can't cry at 7 a.m.
Yeah.
Like, please don't do that.
Yeah.
My 12-year-old is 100% understand. Like, she's very mature for 12. And she's seen how I work since forever. And because she was, she's 12. I've only been in business for myself for 5 years. So she grew up in it of dad's working. Dad misses vacations because dad's got to work. My wife hasn't worked in almost a decade, thankfully, because I'm willing to miss stuff to work so that it can, facilitate that life, which has not gotten any easier in 2026 with 4 kids. Steve's got 2 kids, but they cost about as much as my 4.
Yeah.
The older these girls get, the more expensive they get.
For sure.
Yeah, it's been Steve's been with his wife since he was 18, and this is the part where it's like weirdly similar lives, and like I'm 32, Steve's 33.
Yeah, right. I'll be 40 next month.
Yeah, he's turning the big 40. But like, I get to watch him go through the first things in business because I started mine a little bit earlier, so I'll see him do stuff or like experience business, and I'm just like, oh, I remember the first time I had to deal with that. And then like he'll see me with my daughter, my wife, whatever. She's like, I remember the first time I dealt with that. For sure. So it's cool to have that perspective for me and for him, I would assume. But it's very strange how well it works, but I'm grateful for it for sure.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah, well, like I said earlier, y'all have a great energy, and this has been a real joy to share this with y'all. Thank y'all for coming out.
Yeah, we appreciate it, man.
Yeah, thank you.
I'd love to just open it up for a moment, let y'all give an elevator pitch or just shout out the phone number or something and talk about what customers can expect.
Yeah, if you are in the San Antonio, Boerne, Fredericksburg, Kerrville area, we have location in every one of those cities. And if you're tired of not knowing whether or not your plumber is good enough to be in your home, give us a call, because I guarantee you ours are. They're going to deliver the best customer service experience you've ever seen, hands down. I'll put it up against anybody any day of the week. Yeah. If
you're a plumber unhappy where you're working, give Dalton a call.
I will hire you.
He's the best.
Yes.
He's the best in the world.
Yeah. Yeah. Our number is 830-999-PIPE.
Oh, nice. I love it.
Yeah, I remember when we merged and I saw that was there. I was like, that's so sick.
Huge sell point.
Yeah, I was like, that is so cool. I wanted a vanity number for so long at DH, and because I didn't even know you could do that, because I know things about technology, and I saw that, I was like, dude, that's so cool. Then it took me a month of being merged to be like, wait, what numbers are those again?
What's a P?
Telling people to call, so I'm like 7473. Yeah, that's it.
That's funny.
Or if you have a custom home you want built, hit this guy up. He'll bid the crap out of it.
100%. Happy to do it.
Well, that's awesome. Again, thank y'all for joining me.
No, thank you, dude.
It's been a joy. So hope y'all
Appreciate it.
enjoy the rest of your week.